Hi, review time. Picked this up recently. I thought I'd do a quick inbox review. As I've already might have mentioned, if you've watched my channel update, new camera view. Hopefully it's better. Let me know what you think. Yeah, what a kit. Managed to pick this up at quite a good price. Fantastic box art. It's kit number 1135. You get 4 options, so you've got a bit of choice there. It's pretty standard Eduard box really. There's not a massive amount of detail other than pretty much what you get in it. It mentions quite clearly that it is Hasegawa plastic parts, so the main kit we know is Hasegawa. Photo etch, usual colour photo etch and paint masks, but what's really nice here is you are going to get a browsing seat, wheels and a tail hook and cartograph decals, so you really can't go wrong, let's be honest. So let's crack open this box and see what we've got here. I think the lid's got a bit squashed, it's been a bit of a devil to get off. Okay, we'll start with the instructions buried at the bottom here. Just very quickly go through those. Put that over there. Again, it's pretty standard stuff for Eduard. We've got the intro. It's actually all in English on this one by the looks of things. We then go straight on to the sort of parts map. Obviously indicates the parts are going to be used, and all the extra little bits we get here, which is nice. We've got some resin, got the photo etch, and we've got some masks. Paints, as usual, Mr. Colour, Aquarius. Be nice if they put a few more variants in their kits, maybe Vallejo and stuff like that, but you can usually match them up without too much of a drama. Again, like most kits, we're cracking on straight with the cockpit, which is obviously where we're going to use our colour photo etch. Pretty straightforward, not a lot involved in here. In fact, we don't even put the seat in at this stage, and then we're pretty much mating the two halves together, obviously top and bottom, which is nice, so you're not going to have a nasty seam line to clean up. So hopefully, as long as this fits together well, there's not going to be a massive amount of clean up needed. You should be able to crack on with it pretty quickly, get it to the painting stage without masses of filler and sanding and stuff like that. Yeah, and as you can see, pretty much it comes together really rather quickly. Really one panel here pretty much bolts everything on. Your intakes and your tails and the wings, etc. We then go on to the landing gear. Obviously we've got our Brazin wheels here, bits and pieces here, not quite sure what that is, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Wheels going in, bits and bobs at the back here, for the sort of engine, and then we kind of go on to the wheels, landing gear, more landing gear. It's typical Hasegawa kit. You get no weapons at all, which is a bit of a shame. All you get is a fuel tanks. Yeah, frustrating really. I expect with Hasegawa you'd have had to pay a fortune for the kit, then obviously buy the weapons afterwards. But never mind. Seat looks like a nice detailed seat. We then go on to a heads-up display. And really the rest of it all going together, the seat going in and the canopy going on. Obviously you're going to have to be careful because there are different options here depending on the markings you're going for, B, C, etc. So you'll have to watch that. We then go on to the masking. You've got masking for the wheels, you've got masking for the canopy. Interesting here, they're not full masks, you're going to have to use liquid mask. Not so keen on that myself, but there we go. It's it is what it is. We then go into the options. Obviously, one of the favourites is the. I'm not going to try and pronounce this, but I believe this is the Swedish one. Yeah, pretty much sure that's the Swedish symbol there. Obviously, with the ghost on the red tail, which is nice. You've got a nice sort of dark green. I think it's dark blue scheme. Interesting, with a sort of grey underneath. Is that? Yes. Work out what the colours are here. Yeah, H82. H82 is dark grey. So yeah, nice. Obviously it's the one I think on the box art, isn't it? Or is it? I can't remember now. Yes. Probably a popular choice. And then we've got a few other and more unusual options here, which is nice. We've got one from Finland here with this sort of orange stripes. Looks like a bull on the tail there. Possibly the one I might do, just to be, you know, something a bit different. Again, you've got the same dark blue, olive drab, green, and grey. It's actually aluminium and grey, interestingly, underneath, which I think was the same on the other. Or maybe even this one. We've got here, we've got Austria. Again, it's kind of two-tone grey with his number 1, 2 on it. Again, something a bit different. And finally, you've got this all sort of dark green version from Denmark. Again, perhaps not the most exciting colour scheme, but again, you know, some clever weathering. I suspect you could make that look nice. I think it's pretty much all green, in fact, so arguably the easiest paint option if you want to go that route. But again, you know, maybe have some fun with the weathering to make it a bit more interesting. So that's the instructions. And we'll start with the plastic parts, I think, here. So we've got 2 bags here. Let's start off with the main bag. This contains the fuselage cards. Nice plastic, no flash. I don't know how well this is picking up the detail, hopefully quite nicely. Nice recessed panel lines, subtle, not too over the top, and some subtle riveting here and there. Not much detail in the wheel bay, unfortunately, but here we've got some texture, but not much else. Obviously I'd have to look at some reference material, maybe some pipe work needs to be added. The top part again, nice, subtle recessed panel lines. No real problem with any of the smaller parts. There doesn't seem to be any nasty flash or anything that we would need to worry about there. Injection pin marks seem to be all out of the way. Doesn't seem to be anything on any of these doors or anything to cause you any problem, so that's pretty good. What's nice here is the intakes here have been protected by this sort of large square piece of plastic, so that's good. They look nice. We've got some gear, landing gear here. Unfortunately there is some slight injection pin marks, I think, here and here, which will need to be taken care of, but nothing too major. The wing parts again, nice. They're all nice subtle panel lines and rivets. Various bits and bobs. The tail. The cockpit, obviously, you know, this is going to be, a lot of this is going to be details going to be sanded down for the photo etch, but there's you know, there's not much to it really. Should be fairly straightforward. We've then got a second bit of bag here. Interestingly enough, this is supposed to be a different type of plastic. It's a slightly different colour at least. Again, there's no obvious flash or any real issues with the moulding, although actually arguably there is some flash on the actual sprues themselves, but that's not really an issue. Again, you've got an instrument panel there. You know, if you were going to use a decal or just paint it because you didn't like photo etch, it'd be okay. Although obviously it'd be nicer to use the photo etch on that. That's all good. We've got a different type of instrument panel, I imagine, for different versions. We'll have to check out that there. And nose part there, that's all good, no problems there. And then we've got our basic, that's actually, those parts are the same here. So that's not bother with that one. Let's just take this one out. You've got your wheels, which we don't need to use. Your sort of engine exhaust parts here. Fuel tank. You know, not much to speak of really. Again, the parts are all okay. There's nothing really to write home about, but you've got reasonable detail here, recessed, some riveting, and there doesn't appear to be any flash or anything particularly untoward. Parts count wise, there's not actually a lot there really. As you saw from the instructions, this is going to go together pretty quick. The time really be taken on obviously getting your photo etch sorted and your weathering and stuff really. Okay, so we've then got some bits and pieces here. We've got our photo etch. I will take it out actually because the plastic reflects horribly in the light. You get a little bit of clear film. I'll leave that. Okay, let's put that in a nice resealable bag so it's good. A little bit of clear film for the heads-up display. We've kind of got brass parts here, various bits and bobs for the external parts, and we've got a lovely, usual high quality colour photo etch. Now, it looks to me, yeah, these match the two different instrument panels that you found in the box. So you've also got two different type of colour schemes for the cockpit by the looks of things. So, and you get all the harnesses and bits and bobs, so that's nice. Then go on here, masks. I really don't think there's any point taking them out. They're fairly standard Eduard masks. Clear parts, separately sealed, which is always good. There's a bit of protective film, not really sure what purpose that does, but hopefully it's okay. Beautiful clear parts. I mean, I've seen better, but they're actually pretty good. Nothing really to complain about there. Right, sorry about that. Memory card ran out of space. So I think when I left it, we were looking at the clear parts. Hopefully you can see that quite well. They are nice and shiny. They're pretty good. Considering I don't know how old this original tooling was. In fact, there is a little bit of flash on there, that part there. Not really much of an issue, I don't think, clean up. Considering the age, they're nice clear parts. I don't think there's much of a problem there. So that'd be good. Let's stick them in there. As she says here, made by Japan and imported by Eduard. And last, oh no, we've got two bits left to look at. We've got this fantastic looking decal sheet. Let's have this out and have a look. Always nice to have a carrier on it there. Cartograph, so let's be honest, it's unlikely to be a problem. They're extremely shiny, although in saying that I tend to find that the shinier ones that generally go on better. You can always mat them down, there's no problem with that. I don't really know what to say. They're fantastic. They really are sharp, clear. I don't think you're going to have any problem with those whatsoever. The colours are great. You've got not a massive amount of stencils, which was good for a relatively modern jet anyway. You can be, some of these aircraft have a phenomenal amount of stencils, but this one's doesn't look too bad, and the detail in the stencils is great. So no, that's a really nice decal sheet. I'm going to just pop that back in the bag, so I don't want it to get damaged. Just very quickly pop that back in there, which is nice with these resealable bags. Yeah, seal that back down. And then last of all, you get a box. Quite a large box for a relatively small amount of resin, but nevertheless it's always nice. There's plenty of padding in there, which is good. We have a lovely looking seat, really nice. There's very fine rivet detail on there. Again, I'll bring this in, hopefully the camera will focus without too much of a drama. You can probably see from that, there's a beautiful bit of resin there, nicely detailed. We've got some cushions, again, need nice parts there. Another piece here, and some sort of pipe by the looks of things. there, I think they're probably the seat parts. And then in the other bag we've got our wheels. Now I don't know if we've got, if all these wheels are used, but they all look to be, again, the detail, I don't know how really going to see this, but there's just a texture in the tyre. You've got writing on the tyre. I can't quite read that in my eyes, but whether if I bring it in close you'll be able to see there's a bit of writing on there. Beautiful, beautiful tyres there. Very, very nicely detailed. You've got two smaller ones here, but these seem to be two different types. So, but there's a possibility there that they'll be different depending on which version you're building. And then you've got some hubs. Again, you know, the detail in there is fantastic. Really, really nice. Lovely. Yeah, I mean, it all looks good. Don't really know what else to say about it. You know, I'm quite looking forward to this build. When I'm going to get round to it, I don't know yet. But it should be a relatively straightforward build. As I say, there's not a massive amount of complexity in the build on the plastic, certainly. Obviously you've got the added extra of the resin, but again it's wheels really. It's nothing too challenging, I would have thought. Obviously you've got quite a fair bit of extra photo etch again, but obviously to a certain extent this is kind of almost double because you've got different instrument panels and various consoles and bits and bobs that are going to be different depending on the version that you're building. So, you know, I think, you know, obviously it's not, perhaps not a beginner's kit, but certainly I don't think anybody would struggle too much putting this together. It looks like a good kit. I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, cheers. Thanks for watching.